Here today at Protective Measures Private Range in Dalton, Georgia, instructor Monty Sanders. Today we're going to be doing a 2,000 round endurance test on a brand new Gen 4 Glock 42 chambered in .380. Danny from Atlanta Arms was generous enough to donate us 2,000 rounds of ammo for our test. It's going to be a fun day. I'm going to turn it over to Monty. He's got a little bit of experience on the Glock 42. Monty?
Okay, thank you, Chris. I've been running this school for about 5 or 6 years now, and it's been giving me the opportunity to have several hundred ladies come through. And in the course of that, what I've noticed quite a bit as a problem with the .380 platform is so many of the guns are very challenging for the ladies to shoot. What the problems that are inherent in so many of the platforms available today that the Glock remedies and addresses correctly is the most important is recoil or perceived recoil. A lot of the ladies have brought out the smaller platforms and would fire one shot, look at me, and hand it to me and say, I'm done. It's like, okay, well, that's the gun that they bought or their well-intending husband bought, or father, mother, uncle, cousin, whoever bought for them. Well, it's just not working for them. So what Glock did, which is really a very good design feature, or some very good design features, is that what they did is they made it big enough. I'm going to clear this out. They made it large enough, not so large that you can't carry it, but large enough that it's got enough backstrap area or grip area to distribute the recoil, the perceived recoil for each shooter. The other problem that I saw that was very prevalent is fighting the trigger. The problem with the trigger on these, or on a lot of the other guns, is that it's long and inconsistent and heavy. Well, those three factors together makes it very challenging for somebody to be able to shoot the smaller platforms. The other problem that they address with this particular gun is the manipulation or the controls. The challenge that a lot of people think or face is when you have a much smaller design gun, the controls are so close together, that being the trigger, which you don't really use a slide stop per se, but the magazine release and all the manipulations on a smaller gun, when it's compared to your hand, the relative size makes it difficult to run that particular gun. I've seen people out here struggling trying to reach these controls. So it's just large enough. I guess you would call it like the Goldilocks size, not too big, not too small, but just right. So anyway, so in summary, the three things that I saw that I recognized when I first saw this design was they improved through the weight and the size of the grip. They improved what a lot of people would consider to be the perceived recoil. So it has less perceived recoil, which is a big one. They improved the trigger, which the trigger is the primary interface between the shooter and the platform, so it's very important to have a good trigger. The third thing, of course, like I said, is they made the size just large enough that you can manipulate these controls fairly easily. And in my experience, my personal one, or our range loaner that we have, I've seen probably between half a dozen to a dozen ladies that have had the opportunity to shoot it, and they have been very happy with it. They like it compared to some of the other designs that are out there in .380. So I'm curious to see how this performs. I expect it to perform like most Glocks do, fairly steadily, fairly reliably. So anyway, I'll turn it back over to Chris.
What we're going to do is we're going to shoot 500 rounds. We're going to break the gun down, check the internals, look at all the controls, functions, just do a basic inspection. We're going to do that again at 1,000 rounds and then again at 2,000 rounds. So let's get started. .1 split.
It's going to be good enough for this.
It'll be awesome. Any malfunctions.
Okay, so far we fired, or the group has fired 500 rounds through the 42. No malfunctions of any type yet. Expect to see them at some point. Obviously, there's going to be some fouling. Everything looks good. No problems with any of the controls, or any of the springs.
We're not going to break it down and clean it. We're going to let it run like it is.
Still returning to battery. So no problem. It's ready to go. Ready to do it quite a few more, it looks like. So you're getting pretty warm. One tendency we're noticing is that it does pull just a tiny little bit to the point of impact is just a hair to the left. That's something we've seen a lot. We don't see it so much with 17s and even 26 or 27 Glocks, but we do see it sometimes with 19s and 23s, where at 7 yards might be between half an inch to an inch to the left, and at 21 yards or 25 yards, 2 to 3 inches, 2.5 inches to the left. Usually just simply drifting the sights just a tiny, just a couple millimeters will correct that. I've noticed the same tendency with mine. My 42 is it hits just a hair to the point of impact relative to the sight is a little bit to the left. It may have something to do with the harmonics of the way the polymer vibrates, but like I said, it's no big deal. It doesn't affect functioning whatsoever, and at the distances these are normally used, it wouldn't matter, but you do always want to know where your gun can hit at any distance, because you can't assume anything out of a fight. Anyway, all right, back to it.
All right. Like I said, we're not going to break it down and clean it, but we are going to take the slot off and just inspect the internals, see what's going on with the internals.
Still got some of the copper grease in there. Fouling, which is expected.
The ammo that Atlanta Arms sent us was their standard 380 95 grain TCJ. So far, this ammo has been impressive. Danny was non-hesitant at all to send us the ammo. Great guy, great company. Definitely suggest getting in touch with them. They carry an array of ammo, so definitely get in touch with Atlanta Arms. Let them know what you need, and they'll take care of you.
I know one of the issues my wife has had.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it. I like shooting it so far, man. It's definitely something I'll be shooting a lot. Ours is.
That's what I told you.
Yeah.
She does well find another one.
All right, so we're through our first 1,000 rounds of Atlanta Arms. We've had 0 malfunctions, ammo related or gun related. We did have a couple of operator errors with the thumb. One of our shooters has a large hand, and we realized that his thumb was occasionally hitting slide lock. So it's technically locking the slide back. We thought it may have been a failure to fire, failure to feed, but realized that his hand was hitting slide lock, so we cannot attribute any failures at all to the gun or to the ammo. Great ammo, really happy with the ammo so far. Other than that, we're going to break it down and look at it again, just inspect everything. We're not going to clean the weapon. We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back after a quick snack, shoot our other 1,000 rounds.
sights.
Hey Chris.
Oh, yeah,
you
you
want
There's a- I guess
all right, we are done with our 2,000 round test. You can see the inside of the pistol's a little fouled up. Nothing major, just a little dirty. Recoil spring assembly still looks good. Here again, just a little dirty. Nothing noteworthy that we ran into with this pistol. It fired every single round that we were supplied with by Atlanta Arms. Again, Danny graciously supplied us 2,000 rounds, and we're grateful and thankful for that. We did not have any malfunctions. The only notable issue we had was one hard primer. We don't know if it was ammo or gun related, but in 2,000 rounds to have one notable failure to fire, I think is pretty indicative of Glock's quality and reputation. I would say that Atlanta Arms also gets that great reputation in the ammo that they've supplied us today. So this concludes our test. We're going to clean her up, put her back into rotation, and we'll get the video posted up. Again, thanks Danny from Atlanta Arms for supplying us the ammo. No questions asked other than where to ship it to. Thanks for letting us use the range here. Monty at Protective Measures has been gracious to let us use his range. We're going to clean up and call it a day. Thanks.
All right, in summary today, what we saw performance-wise out of the Glock 42, just like we expected and like some of the earlier reports that we heard, this platform is very friendly to the shooter. This is a shooter's 380. We put 2,000 rounds collectively through it. What I witnessed just watching the different shooters from different demographics, different statures, male, female, etc., was that everyone seemed to have a pretty easy time shooting it. Normally I see shooters after just a few rounds start complaining of the excessive recoil or the heavy trigger. Even though this trigger is a little bit heavier than a standard Glock, I believe it's spec'd in around 9 pounds, somewhere in that vicinity, versus the 5.5 on a factory Glock. The shooters are able to typically stay center mass, whether shooting fast or shooting for a group for accuracy. Also, the manipulations, you didn't see the problems with people struggling to reach the buttons, specifically the magazine release. The accuracy was very good. It does seem to hit just a tiny little bit to the left, and when I say a tiny little bit, I'm talking at 7 yards, a half an inch to an inch, and that was pretty consistent with a lot of shooters. But of course, there's a lot of variables involved, specifically hand grip, as well as sight picture and trigger press. So anyway, in summary, just like expected, not only was it reliable, also the trigger, which is the primary interface between the gun and the shooter, trigger really helped the shooters shoot a lot as well as shoot accurately. The recoil, I don't remember anyone specifically complaining about excessive recoil because of the larger back strap and a little bit more weight distributes that recoil where it's not as extreme as in some of the smaller guns. So anyway, thank you very much, and we'll see you on the range.